Every year, ESPN release their top 100 players ahead of the new NBA season. And every single season, they always pull out some random stats from out of their ass, and everyone doesn't really agree with them. And it always sparks controversy. And ESPN know what they're doing. They're doing it so they can get eyes on their product. Bleacher Report do it too. They all do it. They just want to get eyes on the product. Everyone falls for it. And today I'm going to be falling for it too because I'm going to be reacting to the ESPN top 100 players. Well, not really top 100, mainly 25 to 1. I'll be doing in-depth reactions on all of them. Tiers 5 to 1 were released literally like 2 hours ago. So yeah, I mean, this is relevant stuff. Sully isn't here today. He's just moving into uni. So we'll cut him some slack. Next week he should be back. Hopefully for some predictions ahead of the new season because preseason really isn't that far away. So leave a like if you're looking forward to preseason. Leave a like if you're looking forward to me reacting to the ESPN's top 25 players in the NBA to look out for ahead in the new season. Make sure you subscribe in if you are new to the channel. Make sure you're sharing it out no matter what you're listening on, no matter any podcast platform. Make sure you're sharing it out. And I think maybe to not clickbait you all, I will do a few reactions to people in the positions 100 to 26. So let's get straight into that. I think one of the main takeaways for me here is that ESPN have put some rookies as part of their top 100, and I feel like that's hella disrespectful to everyone else in the league that's actually played, because these rookies, they could be busts when they've come in. I know they've come in high prospect from college, they've played well in the summer league, but these guys could be really bad in the league, and I feel like it's quite disrespectful to all of the players who've actually, like the decent role players who've actually proven themselves in the league. Keegan Murray is number 95, and if we scroll further down, Banchero is number 82. Obviously, they say that he is going to be the rookie of the year this year, probably, but you never know. He might be bad. Who knows? I think everything else looking at this is funny to see where they were ranked last season. I think last season ESPN dropped some proper stinkers. Like Mike Connolly was in the top 50. I don't know. I feel like ahead of last season, he probably didn't have that many eyes on him. Buddy Hield was almost in the top 50 last season. Obviously, he had a poor season last year too, but even then, I just think he's a bit of a role playing shooting guard. And then if I think Lonzo Ball, I'll react to the Bulls guys. Lonzo Ball's number 78. I can allow that. Obviously, when he does play, he'll be good, but he's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks, which is sad because he was only supposed to be out for 4 to 6 weeks when he got the knee injury in January. So it's been 8 months on from that, and he's still not fit to play. I think Vucevic is near the 50s. If we scroll down, have I missed him, or is he 50? Yeah, I've definitely missed him. But yeah, Vuce in the 50s, I can probably allow that. And then DeMar DeRozan is number 28. I think he still should be. I think he should be top 20. But I guess it's better than 45. And then number 27 is Zach with his wonderful smug grin. I think this season's going to be his year. I think he's going to be I think he's going to be an All NBA player this year, so he should be higher than 27. We're going to be reacting to him hopefully next season when he is in the top 25. But without further ado, I think we should get straight into the 25. ESPN have ranked Anthony Edwards at 25th. Is that a bit too soon? Is the question I'm putting out there immediately. Anthony Edwards, I do rate him. I think he's a very good young player, but to rank someone who hasn't been an All-Star yet, 25th, I mean, I think he's going to be an All-Star player this year. He should be if he carries on progressing like he did last year. I would say what they're saying here, one huge question is how quickly will he develop. Expectations are high of him, and that, it's if he can live up to those expectations. But yeah, number 25, Anthony Edwards. Personally, I don't think he should be in the top 25. I just think it's a bit too soon for him. Maybe next season we could be having a viable conversation of him being at 25, especially given that he was 52 the season before. At 24, they've got Donovan Mitchell, the new Cleveland Cavalier. It's good. That's going to be interesting to see how he, um, like like adapts to Cleveland. Obviously he made Utah a solid pick. Cleveland already a decent pick for playoffs. So it'd be interesting to see if Mitchell makes them into a championship contender. Um, sorry. I mean, I read something that said that the Cavs haven't made the playoffs without LeBron since 2003, which is mental to think about. So yeah, maybe Mitchell's going to be the guy to do that. He's dropped 6 places. Sorry, my maths. Um, I think top 25 is fine for Donovan Mitchell. 24, he didn't have a great season last year, so it'll be interesting to see if he can improve on that this year. 23 is Bam Adebayo. I don't think he should be top 25. I think he'll do very well this season, but I think last season he's just been a bit, I don't know, he's just been a bit average for what we know Bam can be. You know, he did poor in the postseason, and I think that's what people are thinking. He does have that star power, but he needs to proper hone into it and really exceed it if he wants to be a top 25 player. So I don't think Bam Adebayo should be in the top 25. Number 22, Jaylen Brown. I like that. He's moved up 5. Jaylen Brown in the top 25. I don't think I put him in my top 20 when I did the video with Sully. I think Sully did though, but I can respect it. I think there's potential for him to be like better than Tatum maybe this year. I think you can rely on Tatum to drop like a 50 whenever he wants to, but for consistency, especially in that final series, Jaylen Brown was the guy. It says here he's yet to make an All NBA team in his career. I think this season he might be able to. So yeah, I mean, Cam Brown improves the playmaker and the ball handler. That's what we need to know. Obviously, he turned the ball over like it was no man's business in the finals last year. So it'll be interesting to see how he improves that side of his game. 21 is Chris Paul dropping down 8 places. I think this is fine, personally. I think just missing out on that top 20. I put him in my top 20. I think he is a top 20 player still, but I think he does need to have that demotion. Yeah, obviously the point guard was diminished against Dallas, averaging 8.8 points a game and 6.3 assists, 2.8 turnovers and 4 fouls in games 4 through 7. Yeah, they did it. They did him dirty there in Dallas. You can't rank CP3 out though. He has proven that the impossible has become possible. He led the Suns to a finals. He led the OKC Thunder to playoffs when nobody expected him to. So I think this season is his last season though to potentially win a chip, and I hope he does. I hope he does. But I don't think it'll happen. Number 21 though, I can allow that. Anthony Davis at number 20. Again, a person who was in the top 10 last year. I think that was probably, before last season, a top 10 finish was probably about right, given that I don't think the Suns would have probably knocked the Lakers out if AD hadn't got injured. AD in the top 20, I think, is a bit of a drop. I think he maybe should be top 15 still, because yes, he doesn't play that much because he's injured, but you can't deny the impact that this guy has on the court. They say, yeah, he's missed 78 of the Lakers' 154 games the past 2 seasons. So yeah, that's over half. I think that's over half if my maths isn't deceiving me. So yeah, I mean, it is all about when he can play, but when he does play, the impact that he has is mental. Number 19 is Bradley Beal. I don't agree with this at all. As in, I don't think he should be top 25, anywhere near the top 25 after last season. Yes, he had that really good season the season before where he dropped like 33 points per game, but he plays for the Wizards. You can't have someone who plays for the Wizards in the top 25. It can't run. Yes, he was number 11 last year, which is understandable. He did really well the season before. But yeah, he needed to drop drastically. He played terribly pretty much. I mean, when 23.2 points per game is terrible, you're a very good scorer. But I think it was more his percentages went down drastically. So obviously his percentages went down, and he only played 40 games. He was injured for pretty much the whole season. Be interesting to see how him and Porzingis fit in, which is what they say here. Bradley Beal has got a load of money, so Porzingis and him kind of have to work if they want to get back into the postseason. So will it happen? I don't think it will. We've seen what Porzingis can do with a star guard. Yeah, I don't think that's going to go well. At number 18, we've got Rudy Gobert. Now, I think Rudy is a top 25 player. You know, I've been a good advocate for Rudy. I think he's a very good defensive player, and he brings, he brings what any other center can't, in terms of defense. Yes, he can't defend the perimeter. Yes, he's a bit slow, but his interior defense is unmatched. What I don't agree with is the fact that he's been moved up 8 places after not having that good of a season last year. I don't think anyone from Utah had that good of a season last year compared to the season before. But to be moved up, like, what's that, 7 places when he didn't win anything last year? I don't understand if he came off on the back of another consecutive Defensive Player of the Year. But this man literally hasn't done anything last season. So do I think he's deserving of a top 25 place? Yes. Do I think he's deserving of 18? No. Do I think he's deserving of going up 7? Absolutely not. But yeah, it'd be very interesting to see what him and Cat bring as a front court. I don't think I've actually seen 2-star centers combined together. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. They're going to be playing a lot of tall ball, especially in that front court. So it'd be interesting to see what they can do there. I don't think he should be number 18 there. Jimmy Buckets just gone down 1, and I think Jimmy Butler has certified himself as a top 25 player unless he has such a stinky year. And I think he's solidified himself around the 16-17. Could break into the top 15, but equally, he's probably not going to drop until he probably retires. As they say here, he's 33, so he's obviously going to start feeling the wear and tear of long NBA seasons and 48-minute games like he had against the Celtics in game 7. He's not going to be able to do that this season, I'm pretty sure. So it'll be interesting to see what the Heat can do with Butler, like, not there. Well, I don't mean to say not there, but not there all the game, like he has been recently. They're saying, can he come close to the postseason run he produced last season? I think so, yes. Jimmy Butler has proven that he is one of the most reliable postseason players in basketball. So yeah, I mean, I respect to number 17 for Jimmy Butler. Number 16, Trae Young, who has replaced Jimmy Butler. He was 17 last year. Yeah, obviously, Trae got the most cumulative points, the most cumulative assists last season. That's big. But obviously, I think in the back of the mind, everyone's thinking about how he was clamped up hard against the Heat. So I guess a lot of people are thinking of that, which is why he's not in the top 15, I guess. They say, how much will DeJounte Murray's presence help Trae Young? I think it'll help a lot. Trae Young now doesn't have to worry about defense. He's not going to be the only offensive weapon on that roster, so he won't be double teamed every single night. Not saying that he can't make his own space, but it should be a bit easy for him now. So yeah, Trae Young might have what it takes to move into the top 15 next season, but it also depends on whether DeJounte Murray is going to be the primary ball handler or not. We know DeJounte can do it. We know he's a triple-double threat. And so he's going to be wanting to have the ball, get them assists, but so is Trae. So who knows what's going to happen as we move into the top 15 and we look at Paul George. I'm a big fan of Paul George. It was obviously a annoying season for Paul George last season, which is why he's gone down by 3, which is understandable. Like it says here, he tore his ulnar collateral ligament in his elbow in December, and then missed the play-in due to COVID. So yeah, it's unfortunate. He was carrying the Clippers without Kawhi though, and let's be honest, if Paul George was there for the play-in, the Clippers would have probably got in the playoffs. They probably wouldn't have done well in the playoffs, but they'd have definitely got in the playoffs. Um, so yeah, I mean, it says, is this the year the Clippers finally win the West? I don't think it is. And I think I said, I don't know if it was last week or if I've just been saying it to random people in like DMs and that. I think this is the first time that we're going to be properly seeing Paul George and Kawhi Leonard together for a full season. Kawhi's been cleared for 5-on-5 practice. I'm very excited for that. Paul George obviously will be healthy come the start of the season, so it will be interesting to see how the Clippers go. Everyone still has that hype around the Clippers, even though, like I said, this is year 4 of Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, and nothing's happened so far. So it's crazy that everyone still has that hype. I reckon it'll do well though. If they do manage to get decent time on the court together, they're gonna be dangerous. Damian Lillard at number 14. He was number 8 last year. Crazy. Obviously he only played 29 games last season and didn't do that well in those 29 games. But that could be a blessing in disguise because it brought Anthony Simons into the limelight. He did really well. They've got Jeremy Grant now. I think it could be a decent season for Portland. They might be a bit of a dark horse in terms of trying to get that that 6th position out west. Damian Lillard, do I think he's a 14? Yeah, maybe. Deserving of a -6, really. They're saying, how will Anthony Simons fit with Damian Lillard? They're two people that like to score. Is what the deal is there. Obviously, CJ McCollum worked with him a little bit. They got to the Western Conference Finals. Do we think Anthony Simons can be that guy? I don't think so, if I'm honest with you. Like it says here, Lillard and Simons played together just 337 minutes last season. So yeah, they need to be... Simons needs to be as good as McCollum, and he isn't. So it is going to be tough to see how that works out. But I do think that Portland are going to do well this year. As we move into the 13th position, Karl Anthony Towns, up 11, Aken, the 3-point king at center. Yeah, this I can agree with, and it's weird because I haven't been disagreeing with him so much, like outraging. It hasn't been so bad like it was last season with DeMar DeRozan only in the top 50. Yeah, Cat's unbelievable at the 3-point shooting. Now, like it says here, it's all going to be dependent on whether Cat can defend the 4 spot, the power forwards. It's going to be interesting because, like it says here, offensively, that's not exactly what it says here, but offensively, he will have the height on a lot of the people that are going to be guarding him, unless it's like Giannis. So it'll be interesting to see how his offensive game improves because of that. Playing as more of a traditional 4 now instead of a stretch 5. But in defensively, who knows? I mean, I think he's decent defensively. I think he'll be able to keep up with a lot of power forwards in the game. But yeah, only time will tell, I guess. Number 13 for him, though, I can agree with that. Kawhi Leonard at 12. Last season wasn't even ranked in the top 100. And this is where it starts to get a little bit crazy. This man hasn't played in 2.5 years, almost. And you're out here saying that he's number 12? Like, man, it's yes, he's good on his day. But equally, it's like with the rookie situation. This man hasn't played in 2 years. He wasn't even ranked last season. You can't not rank someone and then bring him in at number 12 immediately the season following. What they're saying here, how will Leonard look like once he returns? Obviously, he is cleared for 5-on-5 now. So I'm assuming he might be okay to play a bit at the start of the season. Yes, he is a 2 times Finals MVP, but equally, you either don't rank him again, or if you do, you're not ranking him 12th. Come on, ESPN. Like, I respect Kawhi, but he ain't that guy in my opinion. To be number 12. 11 is James Harden, gone down by 1. Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with that for James Harden. It'll be interesting to see how he plays this season. Obviously, he took a pay cut. He's performing well in training drills. This could be Philly's year, but then again, we say that about literally every single season when it comes to Philly. So who knows whether it's actually going to be their year. What are they saying here? Will the real Harden please stand up? Okay, that's some like Eminem lyric right there. James Harden, Slim Shady, when he wants to be at least. They call him a shapeshifter. Those who know the picture know the picture. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think this is his first proper season in Philly. I mean, obviously I know it isn't, but it's the one that matters. You know, he's getting a bit older. He's gonna have to be that vet on that team. With PJ Tucker in there now, Philly are gonna be a decent threat out east. So James Harden is definitely gonna be one of the main reasons why Philly are gonna do quite well this year. Devin Booker at number 10. Obviously, the man was in an All NBA first team last year. He's gone up. He's gone up 5. I personally could advocate that he should be going up more, especially given that he was All NBA first team last year. Obviously, he is already a 3-time All Star, coming off an All NBA selection. The huge question here, they say, they're defined just as much by their flameouts as they are their success. So obviously, Booker, yes, he's a 3-time All Star. Yes, he's an All NBA player. But equally, last season, obviously, their shaky showing against New Orleans, and then their terrible showing against Dallas. The season before, where they threw away the was it? I want to say they were up in the finals, and it ended up not working out for them. So yeah, I mean, they're saying what defensively, he's certainly known as a heady player who can operate within team schemes. Can he become more forceful with his stops and his scores to keep climbing up the list of the game's best? Yes, I think he can. Obviously, we know how good he is in his offensive game. So it's all about if he can improve the defense. And I think he can personally. I'm rooting for Devin this year. I think he should be a bit higher up than just 10. But yeah, I feel he might be further up next season. Number 9 is Ja Morant. Does Ja deserve to be ahead of Devin Booker? I personally don't think so, but equally, he was ranked 31st last season. Again, they were mental. They were mental. I mean, yeah, he ended up most improved player. He rose to superstardom this year. So I guess maybe a 31 was all right. Except I don't know, man. He was like 20 points per game last season, and now he's 27 points per game. That picture's cold, by the way. I mean, he is a human highlight reel, pretty much. He has such a high ceiling. He can still improve, in my opinion. They say here his 3-point shot can improve. His athleticism's mental. Young Derrick Rose. That's who Ja Morant is. He's deserving of the top 10 in my opinion, but I don't think he's deserving to be higher than Devin Booker. Maybe that's just my opinion. Kevin Durant is at number 8. He was ranked at number 1 last season, which I'd have probably agreed with. He literally single-handedly carried Brooklyn through that playoff series a couple of seasons ago. I wouldn't even say he's top 10 now, though, personally. I don't know about that. Or maybe like a 10th. Yeah, he's one of the most like talented NBA players we've ever seen. But last season, obviously Brooklyn only could get through the play-in. Then they got swept. KD didn't really do much in that series. I don't know. Obviously, he's deserving of dropping, especially given that he was number 1 last season. I think he could have dropped further than number 8, though, in my opinion. Number 7 is Jason Tatum, another All NBA player. Obviously, he got into the All NBA first team and the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. The NBA Finals did all right in some of the NBA Finals games, but again, blew hot and cold a lot throughout that. If you wanted someone who was a bit more consistent with it, Jaylen Brown's your guy. But Jason Tatum can just drop 50 whenever he wants to, and that's what gives him the edge over a lot of the players in this list. I think I think a top 10 is definitely all right for him. I think 7 is about right. What are the questions here? They're saying he's got to improve his game. He's got to, his shooting was poor. 30.8% from 2-point range across 6 games. That's not good enough for a all NBA first team kind of player. So yeah, I guess he just needs to improve in games where it matters, I guess. And I think Jason Tatum can do that. You know, he's still very young. You know, he's still got a lot to prove. And then number 6 is LeBron. Is the Lakers 6? LeBron James. He should be top five. Come on, guys. He's got to be top five. I don't care if you want to act all like hip and be like, well, LeBron, he's in year 20, so he can afford to be dropped down a few. It's like what I always say. LeBron James is the best player in the NBA right now, and that's fact. But everyone knows that, so people don't like to say it. It's like, this guy is regarded by many as the greatest of all time. So why is he the sixth best player in the NBA today? You know what I mean? It's season number 20. He's gonna overtake Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the NBA's all-time leading scorer. He's bringing down the age that you can apply to be drafted into the NBA. So I think that's his way of saying, get Bronny in here as soon as I can because I don't want to play anymore. Year 20 is mental. The fact that he's been going for as long as he has at the level that he's been going at is mental. So yeah, I mean, he has fallen, but I still think he should at least be top five at least. Can he stop? Can he end up getting in the playoffs? I think I read saying that he hasn't gone 2 seasons straight without missing the playoffs. Um, he's got to be able to this year. Like a lot of people said, a lot of things had to go wrong for the Lakers to miss the playoffs last season. So even if a few of those things just go right this year, especially if they can get someone like Terry Rozier or Miles Turner in, that should be enough to give the Lakers another playoff run. LeBron shouldn't be sixth though. In the top five, we start off with Steph Curry. This is getting big now. Steph Curry, the reigning Finals MVP, the man who won it all last year. Western Conference Finals MVP, Finals MVP, All-Star Game MVP, NBA Finals. He won out West. This man won everything last year. And I don't know, I think he's stayed at number 5. And I think he's kind of similar to LeBron right now. Obviously, people aren't regarding him as the best of all time, but people can accept that over the career so far, yeah, he's way better than everyone right now, maybe except LeBron. Top 3 all time, I think it's going to be potentially when he retires. I think he might overtake Kobe potentially in that top 3. What they're saying this year, can Steph and the Warriors do it again? I don't think so, in my opinion. To be fair though, the Warriors, they find a way. Nobody expected them to do it last year, and they still did. So even though they have lost Gary Payton and Otto Porter, they still have players to come through. The likes of Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody. They're going to be up there again contending, and Steph is inevitable when it comes to getting into the finals. So who knows? Number 4, Joel Embiid. Number 7, I don't think he should be top 5. I don't care if he's just come back to back in second place in MVP voting. I don't care if he averaged 30 points per game last year. I don't rate him as much as everyone else does. I think he probably should be 6th, in my opinion. LeBron and Steph are better. Like I said, so after 2 straight narrow second place finishes behind Jokic's MVP voting, he's favourite to claim the award. If he wins the award this year, I can say yes, that is top 5. But a man who didn't win anything, came second in the MVP voting, wasn't all NBA first team, although I think he probably should have been. And they're saying, at this point in his career, the only question left for Embiid isn't necessarily up to him. Can he make it through a postseason healthy? I think with this time to rest, he's going to be healthy going into the season, and if he can just play it safe and I think the Sixers have what it takes to be a top 4 seed. Like, even if he plays like 60 games this season, as long as he don't play in any of the goddamn Bulls games because he beats us all the time, then yeah, I mean, he's gonna be good. If he can win MVP next season, then yeah, top 5 definitely. But right now, I don't think he's a top 5. As we move into the top 3, the same Luka Doncic is 3rd. I can allow that. Oh man, Doncic should report to training camp in game shape for the first time in a few years. People say he rocks up in a dad bod and drops 30 on you. Not that there's not wrong with that. It's just it's mental how skilled he is with a basketball. And And yeah, I think top 3 is probably about right for Luka. And say he's still like so young is absolutely mental. Yeah, what they're saying is the question for him. How far can Doncic lead a team that doesn't feature another All-Star? Well, I mean, Jalen Brunson isn't an All-Star anyway, so probably as far as he did last season, ESPN. Silly Billies. Christian Wood's going to be interesting. Tim Hardaway Jr. is going to return from injury. We've already seen what happens when Doncic is paired with a star big. Obviously, Christian Wood isn't a star, but I think he has potential to be one, so it'd be interesting to see how Doncic pairs with Christian Wood. Number 2, the 2-time MVP, most paid man in basketball. And yeah, it is fact that he is one of the best players in the NBA. It's just he doesn't play on a very good team. Is that fact? Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. are expected back this season, so Denver should be back to it this year. And if Jokic can bring them to a top 2 seed, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets MVP again. I don't think he should. I think it's this year is Doncic's to lose, in my opinion, unless Giannis has a mad season. So yeah, I think he was number 6 last year. The reigning MVP was number 6. He's now number 2. I think that's more about right. Which leaves only one man, that is Giannis, at number 1. He was number 2 last season. He's finally number 1 this season. He's finally getting into his prime, really. The question is, can he win a third MVP? Can he win another NBA championship? Can he win Finals MVP again? It's all up in the air. We've seen that without Chris Middleton, teams are quite good at, well, I say teams. The Boston Celtics, good defensive teams, are quite good at stopping the Bucks. So I'm assuming that's what the question is going to be. Oh, never mind. It's what new skill will Antetokounmpo bring to the table? If he can get a jumper, then the league's done. If he can get a jumper, then the league is over. You might as well just cancel the season because the Bucks are going to win the chip again. He's going to average 70 points per game this season. He won't need Chris Middleton. He won't even need any of his teammates. He'll just walk out and play 5-on-1 and still win 60 games this season. Yeah. Antetokounmpo's mental. They say even without Milwaukee, even though Milwaukee was without his second best player, the Bucks extended the series to 7 games. Exactly. So even though the Celtics managed to stop him, it took him 7 games to do so. So yeah, I mean, this guy's he's a force to be reckoned with, Giannis. So that is proven of why he's number 1, and I actually agree with that at least. As we end today's video of me reacting to who ESPN think are the top 25 players in the NBA. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Who do you think should have been top 25? Who's missed out? Do you think anyone in there shouldn't be in there? Off the top of my head, from what I've just read, Kawhi Leonard shouldn't be in there. Anthony Edwards shouldn't be in there. That's what I think. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you share it out no matter what you're listening on. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Hopefully, so we'll be here next week. So we will see you guys next week. Peace.